Hey y'all. Happy Thursday. What y'all up to? Anybody having a good day, bad day? How's your day been? How's your week been? It's almost Friday. Thankfully, it's almost the weekend. We have some things I want to discuss. Probably won't be a super long stream, not that complicated, but I figured it's a perfect opportunity to kind of throw this out here and talk about it. So let's get going. Hey, everybody. Let's see here. Let me go up. Why is my thing not working? Come on, chat. There it is. There it goes. Okay, I can scroll up. Hey, Jen. Hey, Pika. Hey, your Kiwi mate. You know what? Your Kiwi mate, I just threw a few off the top of my head that were like some of the last ones that I had in that thumbnail, but there's a whole lot more that need to be added to that and probably will be coming up. Hey, Music City Mom. Hey, Steph. Hope for Snoopy. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, your Kiwi mate, that's kind of what we're going to be discussing. Hey, Rondi. Hey, Maximum Effort. Hey, Catherine. Thor. Lily Polly. Ask Me. Angel Sleuth. It's working, Thor. Hey, Mal. Hey, Week Up Sheet. Zoya. Revival. Casey. Marcy. Brantley. Not That Karen. Chris. Natalie. Austin. Peanut Shell. Lip Locked. Banana Pug. Mickey. Hey, Boo Boo. Lisa G. Tracy. Nursekins. Trish. Forever Army. Sheila. JC. Napa Valley Girl. Miss W. Fred. Hey, babe. Misty Blue. Lynn Love and Light. Chica. Betty MCW. OG Shorty. Denise. Ellie Only One. Souls. Austin, you're going to like this one. I saw your comment. Hey, Chopper. Y'all go check out Chopper songs. It's been cracking me up. Hey, Riverhouse. Hey, Fit and Curvy. Bee's Knees. Janice in Accounting. Angel Chips Delco. Jay. Flies on the Coleslaw. Scooter McBooter. Some names I haven't seen in a while. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful Thursday. We are going to take it back to the basics really quick because I'm working on another project. You guys know me and my projects. There's always like 15 things going on at one time. Love you too, babe. I'll see you in a little bit. Sorry, he's texting me at the same time. Hey, Petty. But I just got some things that I need to get off my chest. And when I'm feeling this way, it just either builds up and then I snap the fuck off, or I just talk about it with as much grace as I possibly can muster up here. So first and foremost, I'm going to set the scene for a minute. If you have a problem with what I'm about to say, that's a you thing, not a me thing. I could care less. If you think I'm better than you because about what I'm about to say, again, you thing, not me. I don't care. I truly, at this point in time in this arena, strangers on the internet and your opinions about what the fuck I'm about to say mean nothing to me. Most of you freaking peacock around this YouTube thing claiming you're true crime creators. Meanwhile, missing the point that you are comparing two cases now and many more. An awareness for a missing child. Awareness for a missing child to a horrific murmur of a toddler. Awareness for a missing child that we have no indication that any foul play has even taken place to a horrific unaliving of a 2-year-old toddler. What is wrong with you people? And you claim you're true crime. You claim you're spiritual psychic medium, some of you do. Some of you claim you're gifted. Some of you claim you have so much empathy and just want justice for the victims, meanwhile re-victimizing the victims every fucking day. True crime creators that I respect, which very few and far between, are like people like Duty Ron, who don't muddy the water and involve themselves in cases and diminish victims and their stories, missing children, murmured children, by trying to compare things that aren't comparable. This comparison bullshit, this back and forth trying to use one to push off another story is disgusting. I thought some of y'all would probably, wake up and realize that, oh shit, we had it so freaking wrong in the Quinton Simon case. After watching his trial, the FBI was involved, young adults that you tried to paint narratives against, that they were involved or heavily involved, were working with law enforcement all along. I thought maybe that would sit some of you on your ass. Who's doing that? I'll name names. I have no problem naming names. Maybe we should start with who's not doing that. Who's not doing that? Spanky, Spirit Seeker Squad, Brittany. Let's continue on. There's a whole lot more that are doing that. Let's just go over here for a moment. I want to remind you of who this one thinks she is. Listen to this.
And I understand when you first come into true crime, it's a shock. People are very compassionate and they're like, you're attacking the parents of a victim. They're victims too. And their child is missing. And I can't believe you're talking about them in this way. You're saying that they're murmuring their kid, calling them criminals. We've never called them criminals.
Never once said they did anything. We never accused anybody.
These freaking fools we've never said nothing. We just highly imply every fucking day to paint a narrative about the parents of a missing child that we have no evidence to prove. We have some salacious rumors that we've helped start and continue to run with out here. Dexter, no. On the internet. Because why? We dislike somebody over some things that they said during the worst time of their life. And, there has to be something horrific here.
No, we go through and discuss possibilities. It is possible.
We go through and discuss possibilities. Okay.
That Chris or Katie know more than what they're saying. It is possible that Katie did something to.
Is it possible that Seth could be included in that? Yeah. If you want to include all three of them, go ahead. But no, you guys don't want to do that. You just want to paint a narrative and divide, because that's the only way you continue to do your content farming. Are you okay? Well, I've asked that a million times with you, and the answer is definitely fucking no, because you seem to get off on sick, twisted shit, like comparing Katie Proudfoot to Stephen Stearns. A horrific tragedy, diminishing the victims once again. Diminishing the victims once again, their dignity, their stories, justice for the victims once again. And you call yourself true crime. You're truly nothing but true grime.
To Sebastian, she was the last one with him. Looking at other cases just like this one, Dylan was reported missing by his parent.
Just like this one. Looking at cases just like this one. No, again, no, you're not looking at cases just like this one. You're looking at horrific tragedies that had evidence to lead in a certain direction, even in the beginning. But y'all wanted to paint that shit in a totally different light to begin with, too. But if you were going to compare cases here, that's not the case you would even attempt to be comparing.
That same parent is the one who murdered him.
Well, anyways, let's go back over here. Hold on. And by the way, for those of you that don't know how I work, there will never be a day that I say something with my full chest and then come out here and kiss ass or sit with the very people who do this stuff. I'll get to that part too and name names on that too, because it's not very fucking hard either. Hold on. Let me pull this up. Give me 1 second. We have a missing child. This is a PSA for all of them. You can put any names in here. You can put any names in here. Put any fucking names in here with the bullshit that they have. Put any, and you'll find the same bullshit. Let's go to her community post. Hold on. This is where I got enraged today. All right. Let's scroll on down here for a moment. Now, this woman, again, just so you guys know what she claims she is, she's a medium and a paranormal investigator. I do readings, spirit box sessions, and so much more. I love facts, though. Oh, really? Do you? You love facts? But you've put the cart so far in front of the horses on this one that you can't even realize that this should be awareness for a missing child, and it's not a true crime case because there's not evidence to support that at this point in time. Okay. I guess it's all those abilities that are clouding your judgment, right? I speak about true crime case. If I speak about a true crime case, I'll share and show facts. Okay. I'm a psychic medium who is addicted to facts. That opening paragraph is a whole lot of fucking nonsense. I grew up in a house for 17 years. No, really? Where we had 2 people that lived with us. The problem was they passed away of a brutal murder 6 years before we moved in. When I was 5 when I had my very first paranormal experience. Since that time, there's been many others. This channel is to catch those experiences and share them with you. I'm addicted to true crime and normal, where true crime collides with paranormal. I'm doing spirit box sessions and card readings to try and get answers about true crime cases. Please email me if you have questions, concerns, requests, etc. No thanks. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Here we fucking go. So this is from 6 hours ago. I've been thinking a lot about the landfill search for Sebastian Rogers. Hashtag Sebastian Rogers. Maybe it's because I've been watching Leilani Simon's trial and that monster threw her sweet, innocent, helpless 20-month-old baby boy in a dumpster. And it took volunteers almost 4 weeks to find any of his remains. I don't think I've ever suspected that Sebastian might have been found in the landfill. I'm definitely not saying that. I do, however, believe that Ellie was looking for in that Kentucky landfill was found. They searched 2 days, day 10 and 12, into Sebastian's case. What did they think was there? What did they find? Phones? Some other type of electronic device? That's what comes immediately to my mind for some reason. Oh, it's not like a gifted thing? Maybe Ellie thought they'd find something like that. It was said during these news clips I watched that the landfill is where the Proudfoot's trash was taken. Wasn't the construction dumpster dump location also searched? I'm pretty sure they searched 2 landfills, or 1 landfill shown below and 1 transfer site? Question mark. I believe the dumpster had evidence in it from the Proudfoot's house, in my opinion only. I still believe the dog who hit on the path to the dumpster and retention pond was due to someone leaving the Proudfoot's house, walking down Kellen Drive into the construction area to the dumpster to toss evidence, then to the retention pond to wash hands, excuse me. I believe the evidence put in the dumpster was some kind of material, a sheet, blanket, pillowcase, towel, clothing, something material like that. I could be totally wrong, and I pray that I am. This is heartbreaking to even fathom, but history has shown us horrible things are possible. I just want to share what's been on my heart today already. It's only 11:15 a.m. One more thing, I was thinking about the possibility that Chris Proudfoot wasn't allowed to be at the house due to CPS orders. I know many have suggested that. I haven't really sat down and pondered it, but it does fit into this puzzle. I also thought about that happening during a custody battle with Nina. How would that affect the custody and visitation? But it hit me. If Chris didn't mention it to anyone to keep it a secret, Nina wouldn't know. CPS Kings keeps things very sealed. I'm not even sure if Nina's attorney could get any CPS records from the Proudfoot house. If it wasn't concerning Nina and Chris's child, it'd be hard for her to get it. Just as it was hard for Seth to get the CPS records that were on his own son. So was Chris not allowed in the home? Is that the reason he hadn't been home since the beginning of February? And why he wouldn't release exact dates to anyone? I mean, we'll get there. Or was it just common for him to not come home at all and only see Katie Proudfoot when she'd go to his RV while Sebastian was with Seth? I mean, Seth even said that was common. Anyways, which led me to end with this. Stop saying Chris was more of a father to Sebastian than Seth. Chris had not seen Sebastian in almost 4 weeks. Guess who had? His one and only daddy, Seth Rogers. Stop spreading lies to denigrate Seth as a man and as a father. Stop it. Shame on you. Everyone who is not done. I'm just done. Seth, I hope you have a beautiful Thursday. Okay. Give me 1 second. First of all, comparing a missing child, a 15-year-old child who is very capable of taking care of himself and walking out the front door, to a 2-year-old missing toddler, you're fucked in the head for that shit. First and foremost, that's pretty simple. That's all I got to say about that part. But again, you claim your true crime. Hold on, you guys. I got to get Dexter a treat because he's going nuts. Just a second. Talk about that. Sorry, my vacuum is running in here. And Dexter needed his treats. Okay. Let me go over here right quick. So meanwhile, she has a problem with anybody pointing out. I don't agree with that either. I think Seth loves Sebastian. I don't think any of them, like, to do this whole weird posturing thing is so stupid, in my opinion. You would think watching the Leilani Simon trial would open people's eyes that they pushed it so far. They tried to say that Leilani was missing. Meanwhile, the FBI knew exactly where she was the entire time. They tried to paint Danny that he was involved. Come to find out, he was absolutely involved in the case. All of it. You would think that they would sit back and be like, wow, we got a lot of shit wrong. We were completely off base. Nope. They're going to twist and turn. Let me go over here and show you what this one's been up to.
Last time I got this.
This is, again, Spirit Seeker Squad. Title of this video, Katie Proudfoot faking her Southern accent. Listen. Clip from my live, linked below.
Quick powder. He just ate it with a spoon.
He did that with a malt powder.
Dude, you can't
It's
do
good.
that.
I don't blame him. It's good. Just
I mean,
plain.
it is, but down like straight to the spoon, just no milk, just ate it. I went to bed one night. I woke up the next morning, and I was like, "What the hell? Why is this container empty? What are you doing?"
You went out there and ate that chocolate.
I guess she's faking her Southern accent now. Like, what would that do? What would faking an accent do? Even if she was faking an accent, what does that do? What does that prove? Betty does it all the time. Many people do it all the time. They have thicker accents at sometimes, and they do it other, depending on the stories, the emotional, all of it. What does that do? But she's so worried about people talking about Seth. But meanwhile, they continued to hone in. She was the panel that was hosted that they were going after one of the many times about them for potentially having drinking issues.
Oh no, he's done a couple of good ones where like so he knows like my rule is if you empty the jar, just throw it away. I don't care, throw it away.
Okay, wait a minute. Her accent just totally disappeared. Let me go back.
I mean, it is, but dang on, like straight to the spoon, just no milk, just ate it. I went to bed one night, I woke up the next morning, and I was like, what the hell? Why is this container empty?
Did you notice that? Hold on, I got this sped up. Tell me I'm not the only one that noticed that. After the comma, she had no accent at all. Mm-hmm. See, I've heard differences between different panels that she's been on, but I've never heard it happen in the same sentence. Like it was a comma.
You know, the one thing between me and you, Spirit Seeker Squad, I don't have to stoop to the level of trying to pull emotion and diminishing Seth's voice when he's not emotional. I can admit when I hear emotion from him. I can admit when I hear him thanking people. I can also admit that there's no evidence to prove that any of them are involved in the disappearance of their missing child. Their missing teenager who you're trying to diminish and completely fucking emotionally manipulate people into believing that what happened to Quinton Simon and Sebastian Rogers are one and the same. Even if something tragic happened, they're nowhere close. Why are we pushing stories together and stealing the dignity and the justice of each of these individual victims? Why? What is fucking wrong with you people? Quinton deserves his justice and not to be diminished and lumped into another case of a missing child. Sebastian deserves his dignity and not to be lumped into something that we have no indication that might have or might not have happened to it.
There was a comma. And she lost her accent when she bumped into the comma.
Boom, just no milk, just ate it. I went to bed one night, I woke up the next morning, and I was like, what the hell? Why is this container empty?
Why is this container empty? She spoke like she was from Indiana when she said, why is this container empty? But in the first part of the sentence, well, daggone it.
Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? What did Katie ever do to any of you? You are so worried about Seth, people talking about Seth. I talk about what Seth has said out here publicly. We talk about things that have came out of Seth's mouth that have changed because of people like you who have emotionally amped him up and continue to push this divide that something horrific has happened to Sebastian. Meanwhile, encouraging people to stop looking for Sebastian. Completely doing opposite of what law enforcement has asked everybody to do. Because you are so obsessed with doom and gloom. Let me guess, it's because you've had visions.
I'm not good with a Southern accent, so I'm not going to butcher it and repeat any more than that. But daggone.
Professionals compare predators all the time. Professionals, very educated people, will compare horrific monsters, predators with different tendencies and things like that. That's one thing. These people are nobody, no name fools who are stealing the dignity and lumping shit together because they have nothing. So they are trying to emotionally amp up their audience and paint narratives, which is Dexter, which is dangerous. And it's not true crime. This isn't even a true crime case. And that's what people miss over and over again. This should be awareness for a missing child. Law enforcement has continually said there's no evidence of foul play. That's not off the table, but there's no evidence of it. I heard Brittany J's panel once again saying that Betty didn't call him when she called him defective. It was twisted. We didn't get context. The 9 different fucking streams that she said it. Are you joking?
What happened to the accent? Those commas are hell on wheels. For real. But what is the point? Like, why? Why? Why would somebody use a Southern accent if they didn't normally speak with a Southern accent?
Who gives a shit? Who gives a fucking shit? Why do you sound like you're a fake fucking Valley girl? That's fucking gifted. Why do you pretend to be such an amazing, kind-hearted soul when all you are is a fucking trashy ass bitch that likes to exploit the victims and their families at the worst time? See, the difference between me and a lot of you is I'll never rub elbows with these people. I don't give a shit. They do it time and time again to family after family after family. I don't need subs and views and to rub elbows with people doing this shit. I'll never get along with the likes of people like Spanky. I actually heard somebody say, well, that's coming up too, because this is another piece I'm working on. I heard somebody say that, well, Spanky and him and Clue were talking about these cases when she went up on that panel, and they were, I don't know why everybody can't get along. I'll never get along with people who do this to victims and their families. Never. And I have no use. And sorry, I'm not going to just condone strangers and say, oh yeah, today you're doing good. Good job. No, I'm not like that. I can't turn it on and off like that. I don't like people like this. Once I see it, I can't unsee it. But the fact that they tried to say that this didn't happen in Idaho 4, that misinformation wasn't pushed out in Idaho 4. Are you fucking joking? Both of you during that conversation were a part of the problem of re-victimizing the victims in that case. Some of us didn't have the emotional energy to debunk you guys, because for some of us, it's a personal story. But the fact that you're trying to say that it didn't happen, and are you fucking kidding me? The misinformation, the re-victimization, the conspiracy theories in Idaho 4 is probably one of the most disgusting that I've seen. I watched Molly mock the roommates. I watched Spanky sit in on some of that. Every freaking case that gets discussed, this is what they do.
What would be the point? Katie said a sentence that had a comment in it. And in the first half of the sentence, she had a very Southern accent. But she tripped over the comma and completely lost.
Jen Liu. Yes. Yes. Oh, the Canadian guy with the screams and so many other fucking stories. The cartel stories in Idaho, all of that shit.
The entire accent. And we're going to listen again, okay? You guys ready? Now watch for the comma, because Katie Proudfoot's going to trip right over that damn thing, okay?
He did that with the malt powder.
Dude, you can't
It's
do
good.
that.
I don't blame him. It's good. Just
I mean,
plain.
it is, but daggone, like straight to the spoon, just no milk, just baby. I went to bed one night. I woke up the next morning, and I was like, "What the hell? Why is this container empty?"
Why is this container empty?
Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit?
Did you hear any Southern anything in why is this container empty? I think I said it more Southern than she did, and
We don't give a fuck.
don't have a Southern accent.
No, you have a straight up stupid ass bitch accent is what you have. Sorry. Gloves are off. I am so sick of this bullshit. I am so sick of these people. I am so sick of this. Let's just go over here. Here, let me put this back on. Here you go. Look what she's been up to. Terry Bowersox drove behind BHB twice. Here's the proof. Chromebook or no Chromebook? You're a little late to that one. Seth Rogers said, allegations false. Stephen Stearns versus Katie Proudfoot. This is shocking. Examples of rumors spread as facts. Really? Meanwhile, she's been a part of the Mensa panels. Why the flashlight videos do not hold any. I'm not even clicking into these. This is just absolute fucking bullshit. Chris Proudfoot says Sebastian. I'm not reading that. What's the point? What's the freaking point? What is the point of this? You're not even debunking misinformation. You're out here pushing narratives against the parents because she might turn an accent on and off. You're comparing Sebastian's missing case to a horrifically murmured toddler. What is the point? Look how far this goes. Let's go up here for a second. You see how far this stuff spreads? Okay. So Spanky, in the middle of covering Leilani's case, because, he hasn't exploited that enough. He was even a huge part of the misinformation, brought on Cody for exclusive interview. Yesterday, they were watching the trial, and him and his chat were more concerned about Danny's locks than anything else. Spanky just wants to give Danny a haircut, because that's important when they're on. Yeah, they're concerned about the man's hair. It's called locks. Who cares what's on his head? Who cares? But they're concerned about that. But don't worry, I'm working on a whole freaking segment of how much misinformation compared to what is being said in the trial that they pushed, because I think it's in time for people to see how much interference these people actually do have. How many times they told their audience the TBI, or not the TBI, Georgia, the law enforcement officers, the FBI weren't doing nothing, that they didn't know where Leilani was, that they didn't know all these things, that they had no clue what they were doing. Meanwhile, we find out in trial that they were on right away. They were gathering stuff right away. But these guys fed you a narrative, and Spanky not only went down there to exploit Quinton Simon, he went down there to exploit and tell people that Marvon McRae had passed away when that didn't happen either. Let's take a gander over here. So you'll notice that he's on streaming court TV, right? Watch this.
That stuff.
Thank you. Let me ask you, can you easily get the jurors outside so they can get a little fresh air? Would that take us longer than 20 minutes to get them down and out?
We're going to speed them up. If you want to watch this trial, I would consider going to court TV. That's the only, I can't handle anybody's commentary on this. I've been watching it through court TV. I've been popping in here and there because I knew that they were starting to muddy the waters and mix these two together. And sure shit, here we go.
All right, let's do that. I have a feeling this may take a while. Okay, all right. Thank you. We're in recess.
Right, burnt popcorn. Oh my God. What's your face? I love her. God, I hope Diana's next. It's Justin Strange's understatement. She was she was doing good. Like, I was like, girl, you're giving him fire,
I'll fast forward it. Okay, so he's going to
Really?
roll in.
I'm a pretty big skeptic on most of this stuff.
He's going to roll from one into the other. The title for this is Leilani Simon, trial day number 4. She unalived her son, 20-month-old Quinton Simon. Unfortunately, a horrific tragedy.
But you guys know I had my experience. So, but I think it's extremely interesting.
No sound. The cars go past. Now, here we go.
That voice you're hearing is Spirit Seeker Squad. Of course, she did stuff on Quinton Simon. The title of her video was Real or Fake? Quinton Simon, Paranormal Activity. Let's watch in ways nobody has shown this.
Watch. It's right there.
Right here.
Oh my goodness. Okay. We need to watch it and see if it goes behind him or in front of him.
It goes behind him.
There it is. There it is. Oh my gosh, it just went behind him.
And
Watch
it
again.
hits the tape. That's
There's
what's
the start
interesting.
of it. Here it comes running up through the yard. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Look at, oh my gosh. You guys. And then it like curves to the right. Like it came running this direction, but then it went this direction. Oh my goodness. No doubt in my mind that that's a spirit. Holy shit. Is that Quinton Simon? You guys, seriously.
But just wait, this video is going to even get worse. So we go into this, right? He's pulling Spirit Seeker Squad because, you know, that's reputable. Hey, Chico.
Oh, I have tears in my eyes. It's hard for me to see it right now. Look at that.
Oh, of course she has tears in her eyes. I mean, exploiting children in their worst moments is just such a painstaking thing to do with that sweet, sweet, innocent voice that she's got.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Let's slow it down even more. 0.25. There it is. We can see it over in the yard. Over right here. And it's moving along. Right here.
You can see like the
Right
legs
past,
moving.
right behind that statue. It went behind that statue.
Watch,
And it went
it
behind
hits the
Dolly.
tape. Watch the tape move as soon as it gets there. Bam.
Holy shit. And then it takes off to the right. That's where all the
That's running in the area. Thank you for covering this case. Thank you, Heidi. Thank you, my dear. Really appreciate you, love.
So now watch.
Let me tell you this. This is so funny.
You're in or you're out.
Okay.
Chico, thank you for being here for 13 months with me. I really, really freaking appreciate you guys so much. So fucking much. All of you that understand how disgusting and dangerous this is. These are missing. This is, let me separate. Let me not do what they do. We have a missing 15-year-old by the name of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, who deserves to have awareness brought to him. He's already been stripped of his dignity. We don't have any evidence to prove that there was even a horrific crime or any crime at all at this point in time. What we know is we have a 15-year-old that is missing. But to even switch gears during a murmur, a horrific unaliving of a toddler, and comparing these two and mixing them together is sick. It is sick. It is unjust for the victims, their families. It's an intentional trying to paint narratives against these people. You guys are true crime, or you claim you are. Again, I think you're true grime. I don't think there's anything lower in this world than what you guys do to these families on the daily. And you have surrounded yourselves with the father of the missing child to exploit his every emotion for personal gain.
I'm in. All right, let me get it ready.
It is funny, so there's no doubt.
Also said she was going to bring the machete.
Karate.
It's not?
Okay, there you go.
Nope, it went away.
Okay. Well, Mystery told me it wasn't going, so I had to
It was,
start
but
over.
then pulled it down.
Now
This
I
is so
start
funny.
over, so. All right, let me add it to the stage.
Said she was going to bring the machete.
Karate.
Machete.
Karate.
Machete.
Karate.
Machete.
Karate. So that was Mrs. East project there that she was working on.
I'm going to play it one more time in case people miss.
Oh my God.
Do it, do it
Okay.
one more time. Right. Yeah.
I hope Justin appreciates it.
Turning the parents of a missing child into memes and laughing their fucking asses off at it.
Also said she was going to bring the machete.
Karate.
Machete.
Karate.
Machete.
Karate.
Machete.
Karate. So I think it's gone over pretty well.
Okay,
It looks like,
I'm going to remove it now.
everybody's enjoyed it. I'll tell you, when we were sitting in the, because I was in the courtroom when he did that and he was on the stand. And when he said that shit, I was like, I can't believe he just did the thing. East project there.
Their reaction.
So that was Mrs. East project there that she was working on.
I'm going to play it one more time in case people miss.
Do it, do it one
Okay.
more time. Right. Yeah.
I hope Justin appreciates it.
She also said she was going to bring the machete.
Karate.
Machete.
Karate.
Machete.
Karate.
Machete.
Karate. So I think it's gone over pretty well.
Okay,
It looks like
I'm going to
Yeah, this is true crime creators, right? This is what gives people like Duty Ron a bad name, is people like this.
remove it now.
Oh my God. That is so freaking Funny. It's like Target for Target. Target, machete, Target, machete, Target, machete.
These are the Mensa Pana people. Spanky, which is Justin for all nobody, in my opinion. Clutch Them Pearls, Hey Sweet Tea. He's got 3 channels. Spirit Seeker Squad, aka Mandy, who is a mod of BJ's, and many other people, takes part in these Mensa panels. Mr. and Mrs. E's True Crime Cast, who I thought at one point in time were extremely going to be unbiased and fair. That didn't happen. Justin's got chickens that he has as memes and people from Men in Black that he's turned Chris into.
May the fleas of 1,000 camels infest your crotch and their arms be too short to scratch. Yes. Yep. Your video was behind. Seth, with that look when he was saying crystal clear, when Tony said crystal clear, he looked like he just wanted to like punch him.
Protesters are.
They all support Betty. And now we're rotating back into Quinton Simon's case.
The protesters are down here. And that's where it goes.
Harley Ryder, if you think that's hysterical, you belong with those pieces of trash. There's nothing hysterical about this. Nothing hysterical about a 20-month-old being unalived and a missing 15-year-old. Find me the hysteria in that. I'll wait. You sit with those people. Please go sit with them and stay out of my chat.
So we can see it. Right there. Behind the statue.
Unlike these people, we deal with facts. And the facts are there's no evidence that any of the parents of Sebastian or his stepfather did anything to him. If we're dealing with facts from law enforcement, not speculation and fucking rumors on the internet. And you would think in the midst of them learning that they painted Danny in a horrible fucking light and listening to him testify and finding out that the FBI was videotaping them when they tried to paint narratives that, you know, Leilani was missing. Oh, the FBI lost her. All this shit. They would calm it down a little bit. You know, Justin, Spanky, the one on your screen here, was the one out there playing the screaming, crying baby music. The one that announced that a Marine veteran had passed away when that wasn't factual.
Behind Dolly's legs and then to the right. Down that way. And then it disappears. Oh my goodness. I can't wait to read your comments about this. When I first heard about this baby boy ghost sighting, I wasn't for sure if it was a rumor, a scheme, or if it was possibly real. Now that I've watched this over and over and over in every speed available, I truly believe that this is real with all of my heart. It's been almost 1 full month since Quinton Simon was reported missing. My greatest fear is watching Quinton's case become Summer Wells' case 2.0. Parents lying, drinking, acting like fools, protest, exploiting, rumors, and more rumors, behind the scenes bullshit.
Notice how with the Quinton Simon, it was comparing it to the Summer Wells. Well, now with Sebastian, it's comparing Summer Wells and Quinton Simon and every other case that they can try to mix in there. Because they have nothing more than rumors and speculations and trying to drag each and every one of these horrific tragedies, whether it's a missing kid with no answers or a horrific unaliving, they have nothing else. So in order to have an audience, they have to emotionally manipulate and come up with these stupid conspiracy theories and lump them all together, which is truly dangerous. It's putting targets on people's back that have nothing to do with these cases. I can't imagine how any of these people would do if they were in these shoes.
Setups, drama.
All right. Let me check something. Watch this. This was the other night on Brittany's.
Lost. She lost today. And the Rogers family, or yesterday, and what she's been doing.
Well, Denny, first off, thank you for having us tonight. Let me be crystal clear about something. That entire family lied under oath to get those protective orders.
Maybe
The family has spent more time trying to silence people than they've spent looking for Sebastian.
Yes. Were you going to ask about, could they mention?
Yeah, like, I mean, are you saying that?
Jesse's girl, I'm not exploiting Sebastian. I'm exploiting the exploiters. Get it right. I'm exploiting the fucking tragedy, vultures, the crime tourists, the exploiters. That's who I'm exploiting. I'm exploiting the dumbasses who call themselves true crime. I'm not exploiting Sebastian. Not at all. I'm exploiting the people who make it a career to exploit him and his family. I follow the facts, and the facts are there's no evidence of foul play at this point in time, and none of the parents are named suspects, besides Seth naming himself one. I play the parents' own words. I stick to the things that law enforcement has said. But go ahead. Carry on, Jesse's girl. Because guess what? At the end of the day, I don't have to make up stupid bullshit over a missing child and his parents. They do. They have to tell you that her accent isn't thick enough at times. They have to compare her, Katie, to Stephen Stearns. I don't have to believe it. I know it. I've been doing this for a long fucking time, Jesse's girl.
That these people are no longer in your world. So I mean,
Vinny or something.
it was so
The crystal.
Justin. All right, y'all. Here we go. Look at.
I don't
Seth.
even drink
Where's
Crystal
Seth?
Light anymore.
No, I don't like.
Hey, Jesse's girl, do you also exploit, or are you also good with doxing an SA victim down to her social security number? Because Spanky did that. Are you also okay with Spanky trying to pause it on a unblurred image of a deceased minor's body, Kylie Rodney? Because he did that. Are you also okay with Spanky and his group of people doxing and running down people connected to families like Jose and exploiting them for everything? Are you also okay with all that? Hey, if you're okay with all that, just say so. Just say you ride hard with the people who depend on other people's worst days to make some money to provide for their families because they have no skills, no integrity, no morals, education. Class to do it with integrity. If you're okay with all that, that's a you thing again, honey. Not a me thing.
Like Crystal Light.
Oh, give me. I don't even like crystals anymore. I might do crystals even. I threw out all my crystals. Every one of them.
No more crystals.
No.
Look,
Other drink out of a petroleum plastic cup.
if looks could kill, Seth, my goodness, look at that. I'd hate to be on the other side of that stair. He's mad.
Mother chicken.
Yep. All right, here we go.
What she's been doing.
Well, Vinny, first off, thank you for having us tonight. Let me be crystal clear about something. That entire family lied under oath to get those protective orders. This family has.
Look at, get rewind where it says crystal clear again. Look at Seth, how he looks at Look at Seth, how he looks at Tony. He's like, I see what you did.
Bullhorn Betty. And what are your thoughts about Bullhorn Betty and what she's been doing?
Well, Vinny, first off, thank you for having us tonight. Let me be crystal clear about something. That entire family lied under oath to get those protective orders.
That's like.
Was Nana in here, Revival? Nana that loves Sebastian so much that Tony even told her it was disgusting. And she's like, but I do love him. I do love this complete random child that I didn't even know existed until he went missing. I love him so much. I love him more than his parents do. Oh my God. Not the Nana that has no brain cells in her brain. The Nana who sits up there and bumbles all over her words, and she loves a missing child that she never even knew. Uh-huh. Sure. KB, thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you for the support.
It's like,
That
I
look.
see what you did there.
Oh God, sorry. I just noticed that. That was like,
Tony is like so straight.
yeah, Seth just don't give a fuck. You just don't care.
Tony.
Oh my God,
Oh
Seth.
my God.
Can you play it one more time?
Yes. Here we go, y'all.
What's your reaction,
It's
Seth?
50.
It's so funny exploiting the parent of a missing child, right? It's so funny to watch Tony exploit him. It's so fucking funny to watch these people exploit a grieving father, right? So fucking funny that Tony has weaseled his way in there and amped him up, that Betty has done the same, and that you guys all have done the same, and you find it so funny. And then when you take it back to Seth's own words, and in the beginning, he confirmed a lot of the things that we've heard from Chris and Katie, until all these people amped him up and rallied around him, you know, because they're so supportive. They're so supportive of a father at the worst time.
And Tony, to what happened today or yesterday in court with Bullhorn Betty, and what are your thoughts?
Look, Tony taps him. Watch. Tony taps him.
What's your reaction, Seth? And Tony, to what happened today or yesterday in court with Bullhorn Betty, and what are your thoughts about Bullhorn Betty and what she's been doing?
Well, Benny, first off, thank you for having us tonight. Let me be crystal clear about something. That entire family lied under oath to get those protective orders.
Seth. Oh my God, I haven't said this. I've been thinking this for a long time. But there's a time.
Have someone here we go. Crystal clear one. We're starting. Okay, we're starting back up now.
Let the record reflect that Ms. Simon is present at council's table with her attorney.
I mean, and right back into Quinton Simon. Oh, Rock Gem, thank you for becoming a member. Right back into it. No care, no concern, no nothing. Another family to exploit. Just another typical Thursday for them. Then you have this one over here. Back on the prowl. She's released 4 videos, 4 quick little videos, you know, to try to paint the parents. Remember, I pray Sebastian can be found. This makes me so upset to hear this now. Sebastian was not a criminal. Who the fuck said Sebastian was a criminal? This was definitely a trigger, in my opinion. You got the Lollipop Guild over there doing more live streams. You got Brittany and those guys defending Betty and Tony and all that. GB Folk, thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to the cabana. Slimy's back. And all we do is rotate right back around. Right back around. To painting the parents of a missing child. When's it going to end? Oh, when laws are passed to protect victims and their families. Remy, probably not. Probably definitely not. I'm sure she's still missing one or the other, at least a half of one. Chico, thank you for the gift and membership. Seriously, welcome to the cabana, you guys. Please thank Chico if you got a gift and membership. I just don't get it. I don't get what this does for these people. Sebastian, we have no indication what has happened to Sebastian. He very well could be out there. Anywhere. We have no clue what's going on. If you follow the facts, like we went over the other day from the TBI, it doesn't lead you down all these holes and conspiracies and the painting of narratives. Law enforcement at the end of the day is going to be the one to come out and tell us what's going on. They were involved within moments of him being noticed that he was missing. From the time that they made the phone call, they were there. They have had the Secret Service, the FBI, the TBI, Sumner County, and anything else they've needed to come in and assist them. Oh, let me see Nana's message. Do I need to go make a mockery of her again? You are so disgusting. It's disgusting, Nana. First of all, it's DISGUSTING. Anyways, no sense. It's nonsense, but you can call me no sense all you want. It doesn't hurt my feelings. All you do is make this a shit show. And these children need justice. Pray for our children. I'm not the praying type, but if I was, I'd be praying for you to seek help, because these children have loved ones. They have families that love them. It's kind of weird, Nana, that you're so emotionally tied to missing children that you don't even know anything about until they go missing. What are you doing? Besides sitting on there saying how much you love him so much more than his parents do. Oh, and Nana, if you want to make a complaint, call 1-800-GET-FUCKED. Have the day you fucking deserve. These people. More than his own mother. Yeah. Tony even sat up there and told them how disgusting it was. Tony sat on that panel on BJ's with Nana right there and said how disgusting it is when people say that. And they've continued to say that. Isn't that fucking weird? Isn't that weird? Ugh. Yuck. I guess it's okay to discredit Katie because she was the last one to see him that we know, right? So it's okay to pick her apart and mock her accent or lack thereof accent or do all those things. I think it's disgusting when it's been happening to Seth too. And it's been happening a whole hell of a lot. And trust and believe, we got a lot to talk about there too, because some of these flip-floppy, wish-washy, stand for nothing, thin-skinned, well, I don't know about thin-skinned. They have a lot of, never mind. I'm going to be fucking halfway nice right now. We're a part of the initial problem because they're just other people's tragedies that you guys exploit and call a career. A lot of you did this in Quinton Simon. A lot of you did this to Summer Wells. A lot of you did this to Idaho 4. And you call yourself true crime. And you can't even recognize that this isn't even a true crime case at this point in time. This should be awareness for a 15-year-old missing child. And the two situations being mixed together strips each of them of their dignity, their stories, their voices. And your constant involvement in thinking you know more than the FBI should have been a slap in your face watching all of this with Quinton Simon hit the stand. None of you backed off. None of you took the L and said, oh, we overshot there and we're so wrong. Nope. It's now just the funny thing to mix them all together and be like, oh my God. I'm not going to apologize for my mouth today. Not at all. Not today, not tomorrow, not any day, because this gives true crime creators who actually stand for the victims and their families and wanting justice, wanting answers, wanting these missing to be brought home a bad name. It gives people who stick to awareness, true crime with integrity, morals, and ethics a bad name. You would never see Duty Ron doing this. You would never see Duchess doing this. You would never see Arctic doing this. When they do missing, they do missing. They don't pull up every missing kid and go, oh my God, let's go look into the parents' background. Is there a divorce here that we could push further divide? Oh my God, is there some salacious rumors we could start on the internet about them? Comparing Sebastian to a toddler is disgusting and undermines so much. And I just threw a few faces on there. There's a whole hell of a lot more I could have thrown on there. Those were just some of the top offenders that have been recently continuing to amp up again. Law enforcement has asked everybody to keep their eyes open, to be aware, to look for Sebastian. And YouTube creators have tried to convince you that something horrific happened to Sebastian when we have no evidence that that's true. Even if, let's just play hypotheticals here for a second, even if there was CPS records previously, even if you want to think that there was all this other stuff, doesn't lead from one to the other. In fact, it could lead to the fact that he walked out. But they can't settle with that. They have to make you think that something extremely nefarious, something horrible happened to him, and are stopping people from being aware and looking for Sebastian. And for all of those that are going to say, why don't you do something? Why don't you bring awareness? I bring awareness to the fuck ups on the internet. My name is Nonsense on the web. I talk about the fucking trash out here that exploits these cases and calls it a job. I exploit the exploiters. I'm just an asshole with a YouTube channel that doesn't like disgusting trash human beings. Period. Hell no, they won't, Sammy. No, they won't, because I'll slap the fucking one after another. They won't. They come up here with a bunch of whataboutisms and, you know, cry the victim and all this shit. Nope, they won't. Here, I'll take you over here. Make her find this timestamp. Give me 1 second. Let's go to Brittany's. See what she had to say at this.
Please consider joining the green team today if you like what we do here.
No, thank you. I don't want to hear your spiel.
Listen, preventative maintenance.
Because all of a sudden they think it's normal. Son's autistic.
7 months and she's, you know, going back and forth with this again.
And if he doesn't get the proper help,
hey, Jason,
we don't want him to become that.
And the key thing there, Brittany, is his son's autistic.
There's multiple.
Oh, wait, is that the brilliant Nana on panel? Oh my God, the one that just came in here and couldn't even spell disgusting. Oh, Nana, tell us about it.
Well, different ways, but if you're not certified,
hold on,
the proper way to get him help.
Oh, there's more. No, the key. It's not that his son's autistic.
No, what I'm saying is, if he's autistic, he's not gonna. I don't know. Never mind. I'm not gonna go there. Forget it. Forget I said that. Just forget it.
All right. I listen to me. I'm just trying to make this point of what he said. Just, it's very important. Every bit of what, because this is, I'm going to let a little bit of it play because there's a lot here, more than just one or two things. We want the full context. The problem that I have with people is they're not given the full, all of it, the full context.
You wanted the full context, you would have started on Justin on TikToks where it was first initially stated, and you would have just let it roll and stopped twisting it into a narrative that didn't even need to be twisted into. But carry on.
Only like, not you, Nana. I'm talking about the people that are taking little bits and pieces of what Seth are saying, and they're making Sebastian something that he's not. Putting that label on a 15-year-old kid.
Nobody's labeled. Well, I sure as hell haven't. Not at all.
With absolutely no proof except for a little crumb out of context thing that his father said. You have to listen to everything, not just
Isn't it funny? But we've watched them take every little thing that Chris and Katie have said and twisted it. Isn't the irony of that statement right there just slapping y'all in the face?
It's convenient. I'm trying to not be mad. I'm so sorry, y'all. But is it not very convenient that these people will take that one little part of what he said, right? The one little tiny fragment, and then discard the rest, and they certainly will not mention anything about Seth being threatened at all.
Where was Seth threatened? Where? Oh, because Seth said that him and Chris had a conversation that none of us know happened, or the context of the conversation, or weren't there during the conversation. Okay.
They'll just go in there. There's a good heavy 5 minutes of information.
Oh.
And they take 5 seconds of it.
Oh, fuck.
All right. Listen to it. We're going to let it
Am
play.
I anywhere near close to why maybe you started to put this information?
Let me guess. I'm going to be missing context in what you're just saying here. I'm going to be the one missing context once again, even though we have gone extensively to debunk a lot of the bullshit that you've spun out here with complete context. That's why I play timestamp after timestamp so people get the concept, the context.
Information out for everyone to hear?
My son is a victim. And if victims don't get the proper help, they repeat because all of a sudden they think it's normal. Son's autistic. And if he doesn't get the proper help, we don't want him to become that. So you do preventive maintenance and you get him the help he needs. And there's multiple different ways, but if you're not certified in the proper way to get him help, you're just going to make it worse.
Yeah. No, I get that. I fully get that. So then, okay. You had a conversation, a not so pleasant conversation with Chris Proudfoot and Katie Proudfoot on the phone. It was a heated argument, heated conversation. Chris Proudfoot said something along the lines of, people are asking about why I don't like having Sebastian anywhere near Faith. And if you keep on pushing me, I'm about to air everything out. I'm about to air all the Faith of people are asking about why I don't like having Sebastian anywhere near Faith. And if you keep on pushing me, I'm about to air everything out. I'm about to air all this dirty laundry, whether you like it or not. And guess what? No one's going to want to support or try to find Sebastian. Am I correct?
I'm sorry. What was that?
Oh, that was a long thing I just said. That was a lot of work.
What are we listening to? What are we listening to? Pascal amp him up? Pascal put a bunch of words out there that we have no indication that were ever said? Pascal prey on the emotion of a father with a missing child for a show? What context are we missing here, Brittany?
No, I got you. I got you. But you
I
had
was reading something. My bad.
You're good, homie. You're good, homie. There's a lot of people
This is from 2 nights ago
here that want to know the truth and understand what's going on. So I'm going to repeat it one last time. Okay. So you had
made them. This is the last time.
No. Time out, bro. Hold up. But what I'm trying to understand here, so that everyone understands as well, is that you had a not so pleasant conversation on the phone with Chris and Katie Proudfoot. And during this argument or this conversation, Chris said something along the lines of, everyone keeps on asking me why I don't like having Sebastian anywhere near Faith. And if
Marie, welcome back. Glad to have you back.
And I will air that stuff out if you keep pushing me. And guess what's going to happen? Nobody's going to want to look for Sebastian because of his past. Am I correct?
Wow, you cut out there bad.
And once again, what context are we missing? Because he just put a whole lot of words and mouths that we don't even know were said.
Okay.
But yeah, just the way you were saying, sorry, because I lost everything on there.
It's okay.
It keeps freezing on my end.
Tobeans, thank you so much for the support.
Yes, me and Chris and Katie had a conversation, and Chris asked me, people are asking me this question. If they don't stop asking me this question, I'm going to have no choice but to tell them. Well, now he can sit there and tell them. At the same point in time, I know that I know that his daughter, Faith, FaceTimes with my son all the time and considers my son her older brother. And he considers Faith his little sister. And if he's anything like his dad, we're supposed to protect the young ones. We're supposed to protect our sister. We're supposed to protect people. And that's one of the things I've been trying to instill with him to combat what has happened to him.
No, I'm still trying to understand.
All right. I haven't heard anything yet. that indicates that child is anything other than a victim. We're going to keep going.
No shit, Sherlock. No shit.
Yep.
But I mean, my God, I don't even know why anybody would want to do that.
Do what?
Why even bring that up? And can y'all, everybody wants to keep coming at Seth. The crap that I have heard about this man today, Lord have mercy, is bad. But not one time have y'all said, why is a grown man threatening to tell the world?
No, she's not talking about me because I've never once gone down that road with Sebastian. Never once. So she ain't talking about me.
Hold on, guys. I'm sorry.
She's got full context, right, though? Huh. Teresa, thank you for being a member. Thank you for being here.
All right. Sorry, y'all. They got to go. Oh, my Lord. Anyway, sorry. I was helping him. I got one asleep and I got one still awake.
Land the
and they
fucking
got
plane.
an appointment at 8:00 in the morning.
Land the plane.
All right. What was I saying? He got me all. Oh,
Okay.
why? Okay, I got it. Why is no one asking why a grown man is threatening a a a child's father? Why? If this really happened, I would like to.
If this really happened, you don't even know if it happened. You don't even know if that conversation happened. Let's say it did. Do you think we're going to get full context, full story from either one of them? Probably not.
Ask this. Chris, why is Chris Proudfoot threatening to tell the world what happened to Sebastian? Why did he threaten Seth? Nobody else.
You just said it. We don't even know if that happened. But you're given full context, right?
Else wants to talk about it. Everybody else wants to pretend like that wasn't even a factor. All they want to say is, oh, Seth did this. Seth was the one. Blame him. But they leave out the other part. Well, how come, according to Seth, we have the stepfather threatening the dad that he's going to air the laundry out to the world, making the dad feel like he has no choice but to go ahead and come out with it.
You can't make this up. You can't make up the fucking ignorance of this one. You just can't. You can't. She can't stand how they take little crumbs and twist and turn it. Meanwhile, that's exactly what she's fucking doing. Exactly what she's doing, while admitting that we don't even know if that happened. And if that conversation took place, we have no clue what went on. Still doesn't make anything.
Why is he weaponizing something so traumatic? If y'all are going to be angry at this man for putting this information out to the world, why would you not feel the same and have that same energy for the man who actually threatened to do it?
Because we don't have any proof that it was threatened to be done. We have no proof of what the conversation actually happened or why the conversation happened. We have no clue, just like you admitted. We don't know if it happened. That's why. But Seth came out here and publicly used it as a tool to strip Sebastian of his dignity. And then Katie responded on Facebook. Tracy, thank you for being a member. Does she hear herself? Right, Tracy? They drained my intelligence too.
And actually weaponized it.
CP did say it, and he said it on Smiley's and Duchess.
Oh God, this reality wins chick is just, she is, yeah. Nana's bad, that one's worse. That one's the one that sat there the other day and said that none of them have ever accused the family of anything. Meanwhile, there's clips of her that we reviewed the last time I reviewed her saying that she thought they hit a body. Yeah, that's that one. And then said, we've never accused them of anything. And you can go check what I'm saying too. It's in the last stream I reviewed of BJ. Even BJ corrected her on it and then continues to allow her up on panel. Oh, you can't make this shit up.
So people need to stop saying, will you please play the clip where he says it? He did say it. Just go back and watch it because there's a lot of clips that we can't show all the time.
There's a lot of clips we can't show all the time. You know, he said it. There's a lot of clips he can't show. Why can't you show them? Why can't you show them? Fucking irony.
All right, let's keep going.
Hold on.
And a little bit more about this too, okay? This tragedy happens to
Play nice,
Sebastian
right?
against his will. It's not like he decided to have this crime.
In fact, hold on. Let me show how easy this is. Let me find that clip of Reality Win saying that none of them have said it. And then I'll go find my own stream and I'll show you how easy it is. Is this the one?
Hold on, guys. All right, let's get
Let me find the right clip.
oh man, hold on. Damn, I might.
I'll play this further while I pull this.
Crime committed against him. It happened under Katie Proudfoot's supervision. And yet Chris is still trying to hold that over your head as if Sebastian's some sort of monster. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. This is an innocent kid where this
Why?
happened to him. So I don't get that part.
Listen to this.
Chris doesn't see him as innocent. It would be the only thing I could say. All right, honestly, you have to. I know there, I know that my son has done some questionable things, but at the same point in time, he's not understanding what's going on, and nobody's talking to him about it.
Listen to this.
I don't even know if they teach the same things at school that they taught us.
We can have a
Because we had
Here.
Nobody's attacking anybody. Just
Here you go. It's sped up. Here's the clip.
she said to restart the computer. All right, hands back. All of it. Everything. I don't know why it's being stupid, but let me thank this person. Hey, Brandy. Brandy does her best, but accusatory accusations are wrong towards the mother of a missing child or a stepfather and getting mad when other channels back the mother and the stepfather. Okay, I don't.
Oh.
I don't. You would never, ever hear me say anything about these people's support for the Proudfoots.
Oh.
Because quite frankly, to be perfectly honest with you, I think everybody has a right to their own opinion and to support, like, regardless of how I feel. What accusations, Brittany? Can Brandy clarify? Brandy says, yeah, what accusations exactly do we make? Because I don't recall any.
Oh.
I mean, we're just taking her own words and putting it into perspective. Yeah.
Oh.
We're not putting words in her mouth. So I'm asking for clarification.
Oh. Yikes.
And we can have an adult conversation about it. Nobody's attacking anybody. Just clarify with me. Right. So the troll admits that the other channels do back CP and KP only correct. Wait a minute, so the troll admits that the other channels do back CP and KP only, that they're the only correct ones. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure, Samantha. Hey, Shell. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Shell, excuse me. Do you people really think I'm not here to protect these people? These people have they don't respect a thing in the world about me. If you really think I'm just going to sit here and be like, oh, poor Jay, have you not seen the things she said about me? It's not my job to protect her. Somebody made a claim about her. I read it, and then I moved on from it. If I read it and then continued to talk about it, maybe I'd understand. But I don't know. What do you want? What am I supposed to not read something and be like, oh, damn? Yeah, all you said was, oh, really? I didn't agree. How the hell can I agree with that when I don't even know? I didn't agree. What I said was, if I got money for a hotel, that alone, they would be dragging me. But what I said was, well, damn, if I did that, if I got money for a room and I use it on scratchers, they would freaking blow my ass out the water. I never confirmed that it was true. I don't know if that one about scratchers. I don't know. It was a comment, but I certainly didn't confirm it. Can't confirm something that I don't know. Come on, Shell. You're expecting a whole, like, you want more out of me than what Jay is even willing to give. Have you? I guess I need to highlight the shit she says about me and Granny's chat and shit. But I'm supposed to sit here.
So you just heard him say that they've never accused him of anything, right? Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me pull this up right quick. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, let's see if this is it. Let's try this. They posture themselves, they get in with one side or the other, they ride that narrative, they push whatever they can. They try to do these things with poking holes in stories to lead to a narrative. Then they become part of the team. They're useful idiots to push these narratives. They're used for a short period of time. Then they flip flop. Then they move on to the next case. It's all about clicks and views. It's nothing about the missing child. I mean, if we're being honest here, that's been gone for a long time. They emotionally manipulate their fucking audiences with this wild speculation. They pull people in.
I don't know what you do. I mean, I'm not like that. I don't know what you do.
Oh, no. That's, so most construction folks that actually live, like, have to travel occasionally for work, they tend to have like RVs that they'll take. And
no, hold on. I gotta find. It's in this live stream, but let me switch you out here because this is where she says. Hold on. This isn't the right timestamp. Give me a second. I wasn't prepared for this one. I know it's in here though. Oh. Hold on. You guys can talk amongst yourself for a second. It might take me a minute to find which one it is. Oh my God, she says that. Oh God. Or are they listening to Silvers on this? It's where they listen to Silvers. Anyways, I'll find it and I'll post it. I'll post you a timestamp to it. But they basically accuse, or reality comes out and flat out says that she thinks something happened and BJ backs down. But then she goes back and says this other. I'll go find you guys a timestamp and put it in here as soon as I'm done. I'm not going to waste your time doing it live, but it's just a constant back and forth, a constant back and forth. And now we're muddying the water with the Leilani Simon back and forth. Here we are. That's all they do. All they do. Silvers is doing the absolute fucking most. It's, I just can't even, I can't understand how they think this is acceptable anymore. Truly, like, I don't understand what has happened to these people that they think this is acceptable. It's truly I'm reading your guys' comments. Hold on. Yeah. Whatever rumor they land on. It strips the victims of their dignity. This is just a constant wash, rinse, repeat. And now they're just rummaging them all together. They take these little things and mock them. And it happens on the other side too. I will say, I can't stand it. It's happened so many times on the other side against Seth too. They've made memes and shit on him too. But all of those people claim to be true crime. All of them. Yeah, play nice. Silver's is a whole shit show. And I know, trust and believe, I'm not just saying shit about that timestamp. I know it was Reality Wins on Brittany's panel and Brittany corrected her. I have it. I just got to go find the timestamp, and I'm not going to waste your guys' time doing that, but I will put it in the comment section as soon as I grab it and put it in here. And Betty, the constant chaos, the shit she's trying to spin. Aw, Shop, I hope she's feeling better. I don't understand this. And as a viewer, I don't understand this. Like, how does this make you feel good? How does this make people feel good? To want the worst outcome for these kids. I don't understand it. Feisty, agree. But he had help in doing it too. And he's had help with the continued Pascal, T-Rev, all of them have signed right up to do it further. And people on the other side too, in my opinion, have aligned their relationship with Chris and Katie. I'm not talking about Duchess, to weaponize emotion there too. I think it happens on both sides. Hell no, Rex. Are you kidding me? They'll never. Nope. I'm actually working on an entire segment right now. I'm time stamping stuff because I'm going back and showing, like, gonna pull things of them saying stuff about Danny. And I've already got a good start. And then direct contradictions to what we've learned was factually happening in trial. It just exhausts me to watch this shit. It really does. Like, I can't even imagine being the parents of a missing child and having this done. I can't imagine this being the everyday that you wake up to. What's the new rumors that are going to kick off? What are the new things that are going to be said about you that are completely fabricated out of air? Betty's starting with that poker game again when she admits that she debunked it. She debunked that herself and said there was no fact to it, but now they need something to run with. So here we come again. Like, what has to be missing in your life? And they say this all the time about us. Like, why are we so hateful? I'm sorry. I am never going to act like I like people that do this to families. I'm never going to even remotely pretend. And if that makes me hateful, fuck, I'll lace that shoe up and wear it all the fuck over. I don't want to sit by people like you. I don't want to be neighbors with people like you. That when a family is going through their worst time, that you find it fucking funny to mock them over how thick their accent is one day versus another. I don't want to sit by people like you. I don't want to sit by people like you who see a reflection of light and claim it's a deceased toddler because you have abilities. I don't want to sit with people like you that put this facade on that they don't cuss and they're such church-going people. But meanwhile, they continue to kick the parents of a missing child instead of praying for them, like, wanting the best for them, lifting them up like the good Christians I know do. They take everything in their worst moments and use it against them to weaponize it and then call it a job. Completely gone, play nice. Completely fucking gone. I don't either, Julie. I don't either. Demon, they don't do that. Are you joking? They don't do that at all. Absolutely, ask me. I agree with you 100%. It's gross on both sides. It's happened to Seth too. We've talked about that. I've told you guys that I would support Seth doing some of the same things that these other people have done. We stick to playing their own words and showing the different amp ups. Tony the other night was saying shit that didn't ever happen, and Seth confirmed a lot of that stuff already. Like, why the twists and turns? Hey, B Tim. Oh, and that case has just been oof. Jones, and no, we're talking about how they're using both together. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm sure you'll understand why I'm fuming here. So now we've got to mix them both together. I showed earlier too how Justin went from playing the trial into clips of mocking Chris and Katie, and Spirit Seeker Squad's old video clips of, supposedly a spirit of Quinton outside the home. He was playing back and forth and here and there. Here's this post. I don't even have the energy to read it again. I'll put it full screen so you guys can see it. And I'll scroll down through it. Yep. Oh yeah, Jones, and they are. They sure are. Yep. Well, instead of admitting that they were so far off about how deep law enforcement was in Quinton's case, they're now merging them together. It makes total sense to merge a 15-year-old missing child that we don't even have a true crime case and a horrific unaliving of a toddler. Makes total sense, right? And it's the Mensa panel doing it. We're talking about how they strip victims of their dignity, their justice, everything by doing these lumping in situations. And it just keeps going too. I believe the evidence put in the dumpster was some kind of material, a sheet, a blanket, a pillowcase, towel, clothing, something material like that. Comparing, yeah, all the landfill stuff. Yeah. And then Spanky sat over there and played them back to back. Here, I'll scroll up so you guys can finish reading it. I'll scroll down again in a minute. No, Nana isn't Spirit Seeker Squad. Nana is a total other. She came in here. Spirit Seeker Squad claims to be a psychic medium. Totally two different people. She's a mod of BJ's and she's got her own channel. She claims that does spirit boxes and shit. Right? 13th hour, right? Yeah, she's also the one that compared Katie to Stephen Stearns, and then she also mocked Katie over her accent not being thick enough or Southern enough. Right, SG, me and Am were talking about that earlier. You can draw any parallel with certain things, but when you come back from them, doing that strips the victims of their dignity. It strips each victim of their lives, their justice. Doing that diminishes each and every one of their stories by doing that. You can draw conclusions between the lumping in of Casey Anthony. We've seen Betty do that. We've seen Silvers do that to Katie. We've seen it all. And there's no proof at this point in time that Seth, Chris, or Katie are so involved in Sebastian's disappearance. We have awareness of a missing child that has been made into this horrific, disgusting story with no evidence of foul play at this point in time. It does, Jones, and it takes away from both of them. It just keeps going too. I mean, she just kept on. Justin played a clip of her during the Quinton Simon case of her drawing parallels between Summers and Quinton's case. And now she's drawing parallels between, well, they've already done the Summer part of Sebastian too. I'm sorry, you guys, I'm sitting outside and it got windy. Yeah. Beat him. That was interesting. Yeah, I was a little taken back by that, to be honest. I was kind of like, what's going on here? That was a little interesting for me. But yeah. And then they, they make Chris and Katie into I don't even have any words anymore. I don't. Like, I don't even understand what these people are doing. This isn't true crime. This isn't true crime. This is not what true crime is. True crime is following the facts. True crime is following evidence. True crime is advocating for justice for victims. This is none of that. This is none of that. None of it. Interesting. The red flags that they pulled were picking apart and dissecting their behaviors, things that they said that they didn't like. Meanwhile, anybody in a traumatic situation like that is going to say things that are questionable. Is there inconsistencies and questions? Abso-freaking-lutely, all across the board. But if we follow the facts like true crime people should, they're not going to solve this case. They're not going to be the ones to find Sebastian. All they're doing is using this story to further push narratives and emotionally drain people. There's been no new updates on this case in over 6 months. They did not. They failed heavily at that. Yep. Failed heavily. I mean, but we heard her say that people need to gather context. I played a BJ clip too, that people need to gather context of things, right? Because we take little breadcrumbs and twist them into big things. Meanwhile, that's all they've done to Chris and Katie. I stick to plain Seth's words if I'm trying to get a point across. And I can acknowledge that Seth has been absolutely been used and emotionally exploited by opportunists that call themselves creators on this app. And that I don't know how he feels. I'm sure he is distraught. All of the things. I can give him all of that. But he has caused a lot of the chaos with the misinformation and aligned himself with the people that have been willing to push every narrative. All of that can be true. Chris and Katie. We can go there on both sides. They've aligned themselves with people who've flip-flopped all over the place like a fucking fish on the goddamn beach. And people continue, like, yeah, it is. Yeah, Pineapple, she has. That's very true. 13th hour, I love you too. Hey, Terry. All right, y'all. Can you twist? Yeah, I guess so. Like stuffing, Cash. You can make breadcrumbs into stuffing. It's usually pretty good. I'm sure she does, Rondi, because I went at one of her mods. Yeah. Fucking feel free. Lace that bitch up and wear that shit. Sit with that. But can you imagine all the things that would be said if one of her children, God forbid, I would never wish that on a single person, not a single soul to be going through what any of these parents are. Seth, Chris, Katie, Dawn and Candace Wells, anybody else that has missing children that has no answers. I can't imagine the pain that these parents are going through that don't have answers. And right now I go with evidence from law enforcement. And right now we don't have anything further than that. You can all have your personal feelings, but it doesn't make any of us right. We don't know what law enforcement has in any of these cases. But can you imagine if one of their kids, any of our kids were to go missing and then take salacious things that we've said on the internet during live streams about other people's kids or their parenting or anything like that. You know, something I said the other day that BJ has never talked about my children. She doesn't need to talk about my children. She talks about missing children and their parents on a daily. She belittles the parents of a missing child on the daily. She don't need to talk about me reviewing her. She does that about parents going through their worst times. Facts over fictions, right? Denise, and where did you gather that? that Danny just ran. I bet that was T. Thanks for dropping that. I bet that was highly, highly pushed as a narrative by creators. I bet it was. In fact, I know it was because I've been clipping timestamps before it was. There's always going to be questions. We're not law enforcement. We're not entitled to know all this information. Yeah, Julie, that's something that people need to be really aware of because multiple things can be true at one time. Multiple things can be true at one time. It's unbelievable. This is something that just bothers me to no end. No freaking end. Then he was working with FBI the entire time. Yeah. Absolutely wild. I wouldn't want to be in any of these parents' shoes, truly. Not one bit. Yeah, the fact is all you have to do, we could go back. Am and I talked about this too. We can go back and show you guys, like the other day, we watched T-Rev. We've watched Pascal emotionally exploit Seth. We've watched them amplify and put words in his mouth, and he's agreed with some of it, not agreed with some of it. They have emotionally manipulated that man at his worst moments. It's unreal. And then to watch that same side twist and turn everything Chris and Katie have said into something, or it's not said with enough emotion, or their breathing's wrong, or they rocking differently. That behavior experts on this app. I can't even imagine. Can't even fucking imagine. Don't want to imagine. Anyways, I'm going to get out of here before I say a whole lot more. I don't even care. I'm just fed up. Like, watching them merge Sebastian and Quinton today was too much for me. Let Quinton get his justice. Stop diminishing these victims and their stories for fucking content. They have stories. They are humans. And to think about how many lives have been ruined because of false allegations on the internet with no proof. How many people looked at Danny in a certain way? How many people still do? I mean, they were berating that man over having locks on his head. It's truly disheartening. Truly, truly disheartening. All right, you guys, have a great night. I will see you guys sometime soon. Be safe out there. Keep your waders on. Shit's getting real deep. And people are getting really desperate. See y'all later.